Greetings everyone, welcome back. What I have here is the Walmart reissue of Headmaster Chromedome. And yeah, I'm going to be doing just like we did before. We're going to open this up and we're going to convert it here on screen. Yeah, so let's go on ahead and get started. And we'll also do some comparisons as well. Alright, so, and we'll go ahead and cut this here. Oh, wait a second. That's not how we do these things. So let's take a look at the packaging. Okay, you can see this is great G1 artwork. We've got the Headmaster Autobot Stylor, yep, whatever that means. And then here's the change finish. And then you got the side here, very cool looking. And then the same thing on the back. Fortress Maximus, Scorponok, fighting it off with all the other Headmasters and whatever was in that line. So, and their marketing, and there's the tech spec: strength, intelligence, speed, and firepower. All right, well, cool stuff. Yeah, and then it's in like what, 5 languages. Cool stuff. All right, so let's go on ahead and open this thing up. Like, what's going on here? There. And it's in the same kind of cardboard packaging that was in the last one. So all of these are going to, all the Headmasters are going to come in this really tough coagulated cardboard case here, and then all the pieces will be here. In here we've got this sheet here, which is a warning choking hazard in multiple languages, more languages than they had on the text spec. And then you have this, the instructions, which have a slightly G1 kind of look to them. And see here, and there's the instructions. Looks kind of cool, but they are instructions. At least they're clear, and that's good. So we'll go on ahead and put that aside. Okay, and now let's get this thing out of the plastic. And there happens to be one, looks like one tie here. Okay, I'm gonna be very careful about that. There we go. And we'll throw these little guys away. Alright, and let's pop this out. Whoa! And then let's get the blaster out. Let's get this thing out. If I can. Wow, it's pretty tight in there. Oh, baby. Yeah, this is fun. There we go. Alright, and the packaging seems to have made it. Hooray, everyone. And then here is the Headmaster. Wow, very nicely tightly packed in there. And I mean, obviously you can shove it back in there and store it and keep it in your nice G1 styled box. You know, so there's always that. So that's kind of cool. We'll set this aside for a moment. And here it is. And let's take a look at this guy. He's got paint on the wheel wells here, and you can see that. These are smoky gray kind of wheels, kind of a dark colored, darkish tan color here to this. And then there's the underside, a little bit of paint right here. And then here's the front. You've got the headlights painted, Autobot symbol here, and then you've got the detailing on the hood, paint here, paint on this smoky plastic, and then you've got color here. That's supposed to simulate the windshield going all the way back. Okay, that's gray. And then there's a little bit more paint here. And these all roll pretty nicely, I'm sure, just fine. And then we have this here. And, you know, this was something when they first released the Titans Return version of this figure. You can seat Stylor. You can seat him in there, and you can man it. I'm not going to do any of that stuff here because I think that's kind of, well, I don't do it. So that's about all there is to that. Here is the Headmaster himself, Stylar. Let's see here. He's got the same color there. And here's, you can see this screw right here. Silver screw holding them together. He's got some paint on his head there. Yep. Paint on his head. It's not bad. I got some stuff right there. A little bit of articulation here. And of course the thing that allows him to transform into the head. And here's what the head looks like. And this is very much a G1 styled head. There's silver. There's, which it's a little sloppy. You can kind of see that if you, there's a little bit of paint there. That's silver paint. But they have the blue, the gray, and the orange, and the silver, of course. Pretty cool looking, pretty good looking. And with this, you can take this and you can seat them in here. That's another thing. Hold on a second. Usually get a spudger for this. There we go. Open it up, and we can take a look here. And there's a little way he can sit right in here. So, right there. And then you can close it back up. These peg into, just push them in like that. And there he goes. So, pretty interesting. Yeah, cool stuff. And yeah, like I said, you can put this here. There's two tabs here. You can put those tabs right on top there. And they will... it should fit. I just don't want to force it because this is painted here. This is painted transparent plastic, and I just don't want to put this on there because I think it's just going to scratch it up. Now, I have a few comparisons here. So here's this, and let me get this changed off camera real quick. I'm going to show you the Titan's Return version in his vehicle mode. If I had prepared this video a little bit better, I might have had these already transformed into their vehicle modes. However, that's alright. We can just do it here. So, and then we'll do some comparisons. And I think the number one question that people ask about this is like, hey, is it worth it for me to buy this repaint, this reissue that comes from Walmart? And I'm going to try to answer that question, or at least give you enough information here. And what I'd say is that if you missed the first release, that you should definitely go and pick it up. Because I think that this figure is a pretty decent figure, and any issues that the Titan's Return version had, I think are usually, I mean, they appear to be solved. Now there is one big difference here between the Titan's Return version, besides the paint apps themselves, so which would be an interesting thing. So now this here, oh, sorry guys, here is the Titan's Return version that I quickly transformed off camera. There we go. And here is his Stylar, and you can see if we compare these guys here. Oh man, this thing is going to be pretty tough. I should have maybe left it out. Anyway, so here we go. Alright, so we'll open that up, and we'll just throw him out like that, because why not? Alright, so there we go. There's the Titan's Return. There's that. And so here we go. We got those. And you can see the Titan's Return version, it's not very well colored. It's a brighter red, but man, his face is just completely blank. No paint, no color apps whatsoever. And here's the differences between the head sculpts, and you can kind of take a look there. And this here, as far as I understand it, this is more of the comic book IDW version of the head, and you know, that's kind of neat, you know. You can see what they kind of did there. So yeah, that's and then he also has, if you want to compare this with that, I'm going to put these guys aside. Maybe. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, I got to straighten up the legs a little bit more. They're not balanced to stand by themselves. So we've got this. And there's the Titan's Return version, and here's the one, the Walmart Exclusive G1 packaging version of his weapons set. And that's pretty cool stuff. So, okay, so what I have here is, this is the Transformers Legends from Japan, not Legend class, but Legends version of Chromedome. And so what this is here. So this is the Japanese Legends version, and you can see right here. We'll do a quick little comparison of them. I don't know if I transformed this. This one, I did. There we go. I did transform it off camera. So here's what they look like side by side, and we'll take a quick look here, and you can see this. Wait, let's put the Titan's Return version over here. So here's the Walmart exclusive version, and here is the Titan's. This is the this is the Japanese Legends version. Now let's take a look here, and you can see they've painted the inside where the Stylor figure goes, and you can see they don't have on the Japanese version the Autobot symbol right there, and the plastic is a different color. Pretty interesting stuff. And oh yeah, and the hood here is also, instead of it being the glass, I should say, is not dark tinted, it's just clear. So pretty interesting distinction there. So we'll go ahead and close those up, and we'll get a side by side. There is one other thing that is a little different about these guys here. Just comparing them like this, you've got these here both have painted paint on the wheels. Another thing that the Japanese one does is, I think it's painted black in the wheels on the inside, so it gives it a little darker look. On this new one here, they haven't painted anything on the inside. It's kind of just smoky. So this one's smoky and black. They definitely put some of that on all of the wheel figure on the Japanese version here. Now we also have this here, and if you look, there's no paint whatsoever on the Titan's Return version. So of the wheels, that is. But when you look at them, it looks like that they did hit this with paint, and they didn't hit this with paint. The paint apps, though, here are kind of similar on the hood. When we're talking about these things here, this appears to be a little bit more angled than this one here. Oh, and also, if you look very carefully, there is a little Autobot symbol right there. None on this one. This one here, and if you look, and we'll compare these two, the hood styling is definitely different. So the paint apps that are on it there. So there's that. And then here's what they look like from underneath. This is the, I keep forgetting, this is the Titan's Return version. This is the new release, and here's the Japanese Legends version. And just to show you, we'll go through these comparisons again, but you'll see here there's some paint apps here, there's some paint apps here, just a couple of little paint apps on this new version here. And the Japanese version has very similar, but it has two paint apps here and two there, but not this here with the knees and whatnot. So, oh yeah, and if you wanted to know, here is what the Japanese Legends version looks like versus the Walmart exclusive. And you can see they've paid a little bit more attention to detail there. What's interesting, though, is that, and I think that's the way all three of them go, the U.S. releases, they all have these metal screws in them that are unpainted. The Japanese one has a black screw in the middle. So there's all three of them kind of compared all to each other. They're basically the same. And the heads, if you look here, let me see here, maybe I can do this. 1, 2, 3, here we go. There, the heads. We'll do this a little bit better when we have them transform in robot mode, but you can see kind of some of the differences there, you know, still. So the Japanese Legends one matches the new release. So, okay, so without further ado, let's get it transformed. Let's get them all transformed, and then we'll do a comparison. Oh, there is one more thing. The Japanese Legends one comes with this thing. Now, some of you might recognize this from the Titans Return version, and he basically is a little thing that you can sit your Headmaster in. I forget exactly how there's pegs there, but yeah, you've got this little jet design thing, or you can turn them around, I think, like this, and he's some kind of tank. You know, pretty nice little accessory, although I never really use this thing, so to be honest with you. It's nicely painted, and it's cast in the same colors as the Japanese Japanese Legends version. Oh yeah, there's also the headlights. If you look at the headlights here, yeah, these are a little bit blue, which I like that. I like this on this new version. And then this one's, they're just silver, and these here are also blue. On the original Titans Return version. Oh, there is one more comparison I can make. Here's a Generation 1 version. Haha. And yeah, there's some repro labels on this, but let's take a look here, and you can see the original kind of, you know, the paint apps are very similar to the Titans Return version, and these are probably more like the animation version. Regardless, they still look pretty good, and if we go like this, here's his styler, and you can see, yeah, it's quite a bit bigger. Yep, there's that. And then there's this. So there you go. He looks like a giant next to his updated versions. So let's get these. Let's get the main one transformed. We'll get the other ones transformed and do a comparison there. So it's pretty easy, and one of the first things I do is I'll take this and I'll pop this off, and then you'll tab these into those areas right there. Okay, and then you can go on ahead, and I bring this down like that. Actually, you can't quite do it yet. So pull the arms out, and then kind of straighten them out like this. Then, and then we want to open these up like that, and then flip back the legs out like so. And then you can go on ahead and flip out this, his feet, and then close it up. Split the legs, and then swivel them at the waist. Then you can close this down. Usually if you're just following kind of the regular instructions, it'd still be up here, kind of flush. Pull it all the way down. There we go. Now, I'm going to take the hood here and pull it. It's on a double hinge, so untab it. There we go. And then, see the double hinge right there? Fold it like so. And then you're going to see these two tabs here are going to go into those two slots there. So go on ahead and do that, and that'll put it firmly on his back. The next thing you want to do is flip out his wrists. Do the same here. Flip out his wrists. Okay, and there's Chromedome's body, and now we will take his head. Just go ahead and flip his legs down like that, and drop it in there. And you want to make sure that when you do that, that his face is headed backwards, because there's like two little notches at the base of the head and the back of the Headmaster itself, and those will go towards the front. There's two little notches right there, so that's how it secures itself. And sometimes these things are, there we go, like that. And there you have Chromedome in his robot mode. Pretty cool stuff. He's got an elbow, a swivel at the elbow. He has, I did show this off, he does have a waist swivel. He has knee bend. He's got kind of a nice range of movement here. He does not have ankle tilt at all. So there we go. He looks pretty good. The joints appear to be nice and tight. You can give, since the little Headmaster is basically on a ball peg, you can kind of position that as you wish. And then you can give him his gun. You can split them up or have him hold them. Regardless, you'll hold it in either hand just fine. So there's that. So yeah, good stuff, good looking stuff. So let's do the same thing here with the Japanese one, and we'll do some comparisons, and we'll get these other ones transformed. And you can tell this is just a lighter plastic, even compared to the Titan's Return version. And some of these, one of the things that I noticed was that between the Japanese versions and these other ones is like how they paint and what they cast in what particular plastic. And so sometimes they'll cast it in one color and then paint the other part of the detail out, which is cool. Let's see here. Alright, so split the legs, give it a swivel, pull that down. And the reason why I'm transforming this one first is because it shares a lot. You'll notice that little bar right there is actually the same color as the rest of this. In that one, it's a different color. Anyway, so there's that. The reason why is because he shares a lot more in terms of paint and then the head sculpt. So I think that that's a fair, good looking comparison right there. So if you look at their chests, you can see that the Japanese version here on the left has this. It's just kind of a outline of the Autobot symbol. This one here is the white outlined Autobot symbol, but the paint apps are very similar on these, and the head sculpts are definitely the same. So you can kind of do that, and I think you can have him hold this if you are able to, if you want the Japanese version. But just so you can distinguish these as I'm sitting here and displaying them, I'm just going to put those there because I don't want you guys to confuse this. This here is the one that is available at Walmart. This one here is the one that was a Japanese Legends version, and this that I'm transforming right now is the original Titan's Return version of the same toy, just a repaint. And yeah, I'll be doing this with the other Headmasters as well as I get them and I'm able to review them. So hopefully the next one that I'll be able to review is Mind Wipe, so I'm looking forward to that. And I would say that that a lot of the Headmasters that we've seen here are very much like like this head sculpt. This is the IDW version, and if you look, so there you go. And that might be important to you. The IDW head sculpt, if you're really into the comics and whatnot, so there we go. We have here the three amigos. Well, so right here, this is the Walmart reissue. This is the Titan's Return version. You can notice right here, he has a silver Autobot symbol here, some paint detailing right here, and then those kneecaps I talked about earlier. You also have this extra silver right here. And then you have, of course, the head sculpt. Now, they did make, for the Japanese, they reissued a whole set of IDW sculpted heads for this, for their Japanese ones. I think the whole set, it's like 6 different Headmasters, like $60. So if that's worth it to you, then I would say go for it. But that's kind of what they look like right there. And you can notice right off the bat, this guy here, he has some brown in his elbow joint and his fist here. And then you also notice that his feet are also brown, and his thighs are also brown. Same thing. Well, you don't see that here, but these are very, very, very differently painted figures. This one here, though, I would recommend. By the way, this is the, if you guys want to see this, this is the G1 version. I'm just going to do a quick little transformation of that. That's what he looks like. And this very simplistic transformation of the OG. This is a real G1. I don't even know if they reissued this thing. So, oh wow, he's got a lot of dust. See, it's been a while since I've, yeah, I'll have to definitely dust him up. But when you, one of the gimmicks of him is of course he has the built-in tech specs, and you plug the Headmaster in, shows off the tech specs like that. So, there's that. I'm going to put him in the back, and now you've got a kind of a group shot there. So we've got G1, we have the Japanese version, we have the Titans Return version, and then the new Walmart version. Do I recommend these? Yeah, these are really cool. I would recommend, though, since this one's easiest and is going to be the cheapest, go on ahead and get this. It's a good mold, has lots of good paint apps, and I think that you'll really be pleased with it. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Thanks.